Thank God it's Friday. Welcome to the show. I am Murayo Afolabi Brown. As always, I have the ladies with me. Alaja, Nima, Kashat, how are you today?
Fine, I'm fine. I'm feeling rested already. Looking forward to a restful weekend. Just visiting my mom, and maybe visiting my daughter and then go back home. That's all.
This weekend.
I'm telling you, no stress again. I'm recovering, so I've learned to slow things down.
Right.
So just what I need to do, I do it.
Yes.
And I get back to my house.
Wisdom.
Fantastic.
Wisdom.
How are you doing, Tokwe?
Grateful to God. I'm in a very, very busy season. Not looking forward to slowing it down yet. I know there'll be time for it. But I'm very grateful for the journey of learning and growing. I'm doing a location tomorrow, and some of my customers right inside TVC here did not check their email. They had no idea. And, you know, this drama happens. People don't check messages. They only come and report when things are bad. Someone actually bought a land from me in 2021, August, deposited and did not send a mail, didn't use her name, didn't fill subscription form, showed up in my office this Monday and was angry and shouting. I said, we don't have a record of you. We don't. My staff, she was making a scene, but there wasn't a record in our system. Then we found out that she didn't fill the form. Thankfully, I don't delete my WhatsApp messages. So I sent her the form, sent her our email. She didn't do anything. But that kind of thing would have gone online to say, I bought a land. You said that you did not see my name, but we didn't see your name. Thank God she remembered the name of the person that helped her to send the money from the UK. And we found that person's name and we recollected it. Please do your part. There's not every Nigerian business owner that is a scammer.
Same thing in Nigerians, as governments that we complying. Nigerians do your part, governments will do their part. It's two-way street. We have to all put our hands together to make this country better. Hi, Mariam.
I'm fine, thank you. I'm looking for...
Look very, very trendy.
Girly.
Where are you going to today? You going somewhere?
No, I'm going nowhere.
She's doing what they call
You're gonna hang out with the girls, you know? You're
I
gonna...
want to hang out with you. Your husband is a very good host.
Yes,
Just
he
get
is.
us champagne
He's
and
a fantastic host. How you doing?
I'm fine. Just the other... I wasn't here yesterday. It was my day off. And on Wednesday and Thursday, I had this terrible migraine. Like, it was the whole left side. My head, my neck, my arm, all the way to my leg. I was in a dark room, you know, like for a couple of days. I was like, man, this old age thing is not working for me.
But we're happy you're doing better today.
Yes, I am.
Give grace to glory to God.
It comes and goes.
Just sleep.
The last time I felt that way was, you know, quite a bit. Maybe before I started having kids. All of a sudden.
Sleep is medicine.
I have a busy weekend. Today, I'm going for a 12-hour praise, and I'm the MC. You know, usually 12-hour praise, you do like 6 hours, you sleep small, you go in.
You're the one on your
I'm
feet
MCing.
Yes, sneakers.
That's what I'm looking for sneakers today. I mean, I don't have sneakers. I have to go and find sneakers, but I'm standing for 12 hours. I mean, pretty much because I have to be there.
And dancing and stuff.
Because the person till daybreak. The person I'm MCing with is an efiko. The man is a pure efiko that you must be there. You know that kind of professional. A guy like this, you know, he's very older than me. Whatever he says, I'll just do. But then...
Yeah, looking forward to a lot of work.
Then tomorrow you can have one serious party, like shut down party, Lagos.
What?
I'll be tired. I'm coming back 6 a.m. in the morning. I'll try to sleep my way through the afternoon. Hopefully, Ada shows up doing makeup and I'm partying again. Come on, man.
Yeah, party is
just
not
me.
Party is not work.
Party is work.
So I'm trying to rise has come since Monday.
Yeah.
I've not touched it. So we are servicing the machines for the baggings for companies and all of those things. Maybe not this weekend, maybe during the week.
Let's go on a break now. When we come back, we go through the front pages of the papers. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Okay, we're going to start with the nation. Uzodinma Keyamo CSOs, Labour protest partisan. Yoruba in diaspora to Tinubu eradicates poverty. Nigeria, Saudi Arabia sign MOU on oil and gas investment. Adeleke presents 273 billion naira proposed budget. Senate seeks sack of MDA bosses, ignoring summons and motions. Umahi explains 21 billion naira vote for 3rd million repairs. Wike remains my principal, Governor Fubara declares. And Nigeria's oil supply to Europe hits 730,000 barrels per day. Okay.
Okay, so Nigeria, of course, and the Saudi Arabian government are in talks, and they've signed some MOU that covers joint research, development initiatives, knowledge sharing platforms, and capacity building around mineral resources and oil. And Minister for State for Petroleum Resources, Senator Enekin Lokbobiri, signed on behalf of our government, while the Saudi counterpart, Prince Abdulaziz bin Salman, signed on behalf of the Saudi government. This, of course, they said is one of the primary benefits is sharing and facilitating technological exchange, and of course boosting foreign direct investment. They said Saudi has advanced technologies in oil and gas exploration and production, and Nigeria stands to gain significantly from this knowledge transfer that they are hoping would over time help our own government. The exchange of technical expertise also is poised to elevate efficiency and effectiveness of Nigeria's energy operations, ultimately contributing to increased production levels and global competitiveness. In all of this, I did not see environmental concerns. So in everything concerning mineral research, oil and gas research, because of our experience in oil and gas, I read to see what are the environmental options to protect wherever. Right now, as we speak in Kwara, they are doing what's this thing? This mineral used for making batteries for electric cars, lithium. They are mining it in large quantities. I don't even want to tell you the daily profit amount that they mine, but we don't see our government pushing to protect. They may not take mineral finish. We not go feel live for our country now. Sure, that's what I'm trying to say.
Okay, in Rivers State, we have the State Governor Siminalayi Fubara. Yesterday at the opening of the 2023-2024 legal year redemption church service. It was held at St. Cyprian Anglican Church in Port Harcourt. While he was there, he talked about Wike. He says he still remains his principal, and that despite what has happened, they're asking people he's asking people of Rivers State to please put that behind them. That see, what's important is that all they owe them development, and you understand the devil will try to come in various ways to scatter things, but they have no issues. They are working together. He also goes ahead to Lord Wike's contributions to the judiciary within the state, and he says that even from what Wike did the last 8 years, he's going to do more. So there's no fight between son and father or principal and whatever.
It's an overage for your court. I'm loyal, Ogami, loyal.
All right, let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we continue with our review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Okay, still reviewing The Nation. Let me take a story. The members of the National Association of Yoruba Descendants in North America have urged President Bola Tinubu to fight poverty and mobilize Nigerians in the diaspora for economic development. They were saying this during their convention in Philadelphia. And there was a communique released signed by the national president, Mr. Ayodeji Famuyide, and the secretary, Rotimi Kuteye. And they said that members were thankful to God that a Democrat, a fighter for democracy, has become president who confronted the military without worrying about his own personal life and assets, has been elected president. I said, with Asiwaju being president, we are sure that the ship of the country is in steady hands and democratic norms will be the new lease of the. However, they're hoping the president can fight poverty because Nigeria is in dire situations and our people are facing serious hardship and they need the president to fight poverty with everything he has. Okay?
So, I'm taking the story about 21 billion naira being voted for third mainland repairs, saying that the approval has come through and the minister for...
Repair to build a new bridge.
No, 21 billion naira for repairs. It sounds like a lot of money, but in dollar, it's not a lot of money. Okay. So the popular Third Mainland Bridge is going to be having a new face. They'll be removing the guardrails, putting new ones, painting it, resurfacing, painting the curbs, putting thermoplast material on the roads. They also said they will be putting street lights that are solar-powered street lights for proper illumination. All the much-needed road work itself will be done. There will be removal of the worn-out asphalt and replacement. I'm worried for the impact on traffic in Lagos, but we need this repair, and the funds have been approved. So we're chairing the Minister for Works to doing the work in Third Mainland, but there are many other federal roads in Nigeria. I was in Edo State. There are no federal roads. It doesn't look like the minister. Please visit Edo State as well and work on the federal roads.
Remember the conversation he said with the Edo State governor?
That they should do the work ahead.
Yeah, just do the work and we'll sort you out.
The Punch. Federal government tackles labor over strike. Unions disrupt Imo flights. Energy FG Saudi signed MOU. Exim Bank and UBA partner on the trade. Nigerian shot by Togolese soldiers seeks Tinubu's help. Ashanti Adebanjo's Afeniferi's faction clash over the Supreme Court's verdict. 40 AIG's commissioners deployed in police shakeup. Crude exports to Europe rise. FG boosts local supply. Border closure. Businesses collapse in northern communities. Smuggling booms. And budget hearings. Senate demands sacking of MDA heads. Okay, which story? Are we starting with the Punch?
Let me take the human story. 2 Nigerians in 2000, September 8th, were in Togo shot by the Navy, how do they put them? The old Navy over there in Togo. So there are 2 businessmen involved in car imports, and they used to use the Port Autonome port in Togo for their imports. So they had purchased cars, and their agent had called them to come for the clearance. While they were at the place known for the same business, naval officers came in. They asked them to, to lie down, and before they could say Jack, shot them in the legs, in both of their legs. So one is Mr. Shoaga Taju, and his partner is Mr. Shegun Leopard. They were shot, and later on their cars were searched for criminal items, which they did not find. The head of the Navy then said, why did you shoot them? What was their offense? Why did you rush to shoot if they only had their car papers in the car? And so they rushed them to the hospital. Initially, they had to pay for their initial treatment. Mr. Taju said he had about 140,000 CFA in his pocket, and he was already bloodied. The money had to be cleaned up for him to pay. They treated them on the first aid basis. The president of Togo at that time also ordered that they were given 250 million CFA for treatment. That money was never paid. He said till date, they've been going back and forth, the Togo High Commission in Abuja, to have this matter concluded. His partner cannot even walk at all. He can still limp. That one still has bullet pellets in his body. Wow. Since 2000. So they're now asking the president to please use our diplomatic relations and come in and intervene in the matter to bring it to a final conclusion. I'm hoping this closes once and for all.
Yeah.
I was going to take about crude. So the executive director, crude and condensate at NNPC, Mariam Idris, has disclosed that the crude oil exports from Nigeria to Europe has increased from 678,000 barrels before the Ukrainian war, and now it's 730,000 barrels per day. According to them, the component in our crude is quite in demand. It says that the Nigerian grades are increasingly becoming a significant component in the post-war palette of European refiners. 7 Nigerian distilled rich grades have become a steady preference for European refineries, given the absence of the Russian and Ukraine diesel. They're also saying that many local refiners are complaining that Nigeria hasn't really deposited or crude to them. And she has said that in the meeting, she specifically stated that it is going to be a matter of national shame if they cannot meet our domestic crude obligations to step up their refining capacity. So definitely, she was speaking yesterday, specifically saying that they will address the concerns of unavailability of crude for indigenous refineries, but they shouldn't. It is better for us to actually have those crude refined in Nigeria. But we're happy that our own special crude is what is in demand right now in Europe, and that's goodness for Nigeria because it's more money for us.
Talking about that, commercial activities in border communities of Katsina, Sokoto, Borno, and Zamfara states have collapsed since, the federal government had closed the borders, bordering Niger Republic because of the ongoing coup. So lots of communities around these border towns, they do the sort of trans-border businesses, so imports and exports, but they said that they haven't done, and in fact, they said in the week when the border was closed, commercial activities had slowed. They said there are so many trucks also, lines of trucks loaded with goods just stranded by the borders. And, people in these communities are not happy about this. So luckily also residents are, I don't know if it's luckily, but, they have figured out a way. So they are now facing farm produce such as yams and grains, also cattle, just using that for the meantime. But their main business, which was the trans-border import and export, has stalled. And then what also is of an issue for them is the fact that since the legal borders have been closed, the illegal border smuggling is thriving. And, the report says here that even before you get to these communities, that there are so many checkpoints, customs on the road, security operatives, and yet these illegal borders and smugglings are still ongoing. So that's what's happening in these areas up north as a result of the closure of the border.
Okay.
So the Senate and the House of Rep have yesterday, Senate President specifically, Godswill Akpabio, has asked the President to sack any head of government agencies, MDAs that refuse to honor the National Assembly's summons. The committees have always sent these summons ahead of time, and they send representatives. Said it is wrong for heads of MDAs to send representatives, that it's important we prioritize the work that the House of Assembly is doing in terms of checks. And in that same priority, they sent the medium-term expedient framework, that's the MTF and fiscal strategy paper for 2024 to 2026. And the House Finance Committees, joint finance committees, have asked for all the relevant people to show up. Thankfully, the FIRS head showed up for the meeting, as well as another, I'm trying to get the name of another agency that showed up. The Senate President said that he was meant to go to Imo State to campaign, but he had to make that sacrifice because he felt that the government, the work of governance was too important to push, and that these MTF meetings were too important, and many agency heads did not show up. And so they are saying this is not a threat to agency heads. It's a fact that your lack or your absence here shows you don't prioritize the work that you're brought up to do, and that you're not taking their own job as checks to the system very important. So they've asked that those people be fired. They also requested for, DG of NIMASA was present. That was the person I wanted to get. They asked for the ITF boss to be brought to show up because they've summoned him several times and he hasn't come up or be removed from office. Anyway, the National Assembly is they are representing us. If any MDA doesn't show up, it is disrespecting Nigerians. So I am all for removing them if they are not speaking up or defending their budgets.
Okay, Vanguard, very quickly now. Defense Headquarters, DSS IGP read Riot Act as Imo, Bayelsa, Kogi polls hold tomorrow. Labour strike, passengers stranded, flights cancelled. Infrastructure, Governor Abiodun asks capital market to partner FG and states. Reps move to reduce powers of CBN governor. Ex-Labour leader Kokori struggling for life in Delta Hospital. Afenifere, Fashion Royalty differs with Adebanjo on Supreme Court verdict. And Rivers, Wike remains my Oga. Okay, which story?
The Defense Headquarters and the IGP have warned everybody trying, because these troublemakers, warning them of their consequences of disturbing or fomenting trouble during the polls in Bayelsa, Imo, and Kogi states, which are happening tomorrow. So he said the IGP redeployed 14 AIGs and 26 commissioners of police with immediate effect to these 3 states. And the Defense Headquarters said they are aware of some persons working for some candidates to disguise, their intention to disguise a military jail to disrupt the elections. They said that there will be injurious consequences if they try it. So if you're found in a military jail.
We have to pause you because they said they can't hear what you're saying. All right, you have a story, Vanguard? Okay, related.
So it's just about the redeployment of 14 AIGs and 26 CPs. So the Police Force Public Relations Officer Olumiyiwa Adejobi has said that the Inspector General of Police, Mr. Kayode Egbetokun, has ordered the posting and redeployment of 14 Assistant Inspector Generals and 26 Commissioners of Police. Explained that the posting and redeployment were in line with the commitment to have professionally competent, service-driven, rule of law compliant, and people-friendly police force, and also to reflect the new status of the senior officers who were recently elevated to the new rank. So all the zones that this redeployment happened were named here. You need to pick up the papers to read. They're quite a number. And then all the 26 newly posted and redeployed CPs, their names were also given in the paper.
Really sad that the former General Secretary of the Nigerian Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers, NUPENG, Mr. Franco Kori, has been admitted for kidney-related ailments at the Delta State Hospital. Sad, was struggling to speak to journalists on his sickbed. According to many medics attending to him, said he had to plead with the management of the hospital to run the generator all through the night so that he can have some air conditioning. The former NUPENG leader was occasionally gulping water pouring in his mouth as he spoke. Said it's unfortunate that because of the economic situation, the hospital is in an oil-rich state as Warri was economizing diesel, adding that if he had money, he would have flown outside the country. Really, really painful that he was in really bad shape. He said that he managed to walk through the stairway of the hospital. The hospital is trying for running its generator till night without air conditioning. What I could have given up. I came out of coma and I told my children to rush me to the kidney hospital, tell them to run it. So it's really sad, you know, that these are people that have fought for issues with government, economic issues, and he's going through this, and it's really painful that... As
a member of NUPENG, there's also provisions that, you know, the body make. I'm hoping that they stand up to this.
Yeah, I'm hoping they're also supporting him in this. It doesn't say that in this article. It's just telling what he's going through, his experience right now. Okay.
So the federal government has summoned contractors and developers of its housing project that is across the country. The government also warned that anyone who has abandoned this project will be dealt with. They said they are going to recoup the investments that has been made into this sector. It is a core part of the president's mandate to provide, in the renewed hope agenda, to provide housing. They visited some projects in Kasana housing. It's been done by Brains and Ama in FCT. And they also mentioned that some of the projects that have been abandoned, these companies are meant to have liaised with the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria so that loans are given to them. Some of them had even gotten loans, and they should have finished the construction work, but they didn't, and that they are going to bring them in with the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria to explain why, after getting the loans, they haven't been able to finish. I play in the sector. I know there are many macroeconomical challenges that is being faced, but their perspective is some of these developers took on projects they did not have the financial or technical know-how to execute. And these developers will be edged out of future projects, and they'll be made to repay the monies that were given to them. It's a sad story, though.
Nigerian Tribune. Let's find a story. Military police warn troublemakers. Nigeria has the highest cement price in the world, says producers. Passengers stranded as protesting unions block airports and entrances. Anyaku, Adebanjo, Idika, Kalu, others reject new review of the 1999 Constitution. Alaafin Stool, again, Oyomesi in court, files fresh suit against Makinde and others. UBA Saudi Exim Bank partner to enhance business relations and export growth. IGP reports 14 AIGs and 26 CPs. Russia-Ukraine war affecting Nigeria's crude inflows, says NPCL. And MTEF, Sean Senate invitation, lose your job, Akpabio tells Tinubu's appointees. Okay.
I have the cement story. According to the chairman, the National Chairman, Cement Producers Association of Nigeria, David Iweta, Nigeria, for over 10 years now, has been the highest cost of buying cement in the world. They said that this is, of course, due to monopoly. We have only 3 major cement plant owners in Nigeria, and we would need 7 to 10 million metric tons per annum to meet local demand because of increase in housing and infrastructure construction. He also said that due to the inability to meet local demand for the commodity, of course, you see a spike in prices. He said Dangote produces about 17 million metric tons. BUA does 10 million metric tons. Lafarge does 7 million metric tons, and there will be an additional need of the 10 million metric tons to meet local demand. So he's asking the president to end monopoly and allow other players in the industry to come in. He said that any verifiable local investment in cement should be welcome to take part in the business.
I have to wrap up, but I know that Nigerians would like to hear the story, considering those Nigerians that are jackpotting. The Canada High Commission in Abuja has confirmed that the processing of immigration, refugee, and citizenship application remains ongoing, despite the suspension of operations. So don't worry, you can still jackpot. Okay, that's all we can take on Front Page Review. When we return, on to our next segment. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So it's our Celebrity Friday, and celebrities are still in the news. So popular singer Davido has clapped back at a follower who criticized him for not helping a physically challenged boy who disguised as a girl. Recall that social media was set abuzz a few days ago after comedian Brian Jotta met the girl named Eniola selling bottled water on the road. The video caught the eyes of popular singer Davido, who called his uncle, the governor of Osun State, to watch the video to help her, since she mentioned she was from being from Osun State. Governor Ademola Adeleke responded, stating that his office would contact Eniola. Unfortunately, it was later discovered that Eniola is a boy disguising as a girl and using this method to scam people, and Davido therefore aborted the mission. Now, obviously, social media is going crazy. People are saying, was he right to do that? Should he have, or should he have at least allowed the boy-girl to enjoy the benefit of, of the governor's attention? What are your thoughts on this? You can call us on 081-076-41679, 090-241-63440. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. So, Nima, I know you have a bit of the story. Give us some other insights that we've missed out.
So, Brian Jotta was on his way to a location to shoot skits with influencers and skit makers. And he saw this girl, because he had her hair in cornrows, hawking bottled waters in the bottle crates, usual things that we see in Lagos streets. And so he was interested. He wanted to just buy water. Later, he felt the need to just dash that because he found the girl supposedly was disabled. She had both limbs, obviously from gestational deformity. And so he decided to help. Now, that's her as a girl. That's how Brian Jotta met him. And so while speaking to her, with her. So she said, I have a page. I'm a makeup artist. My page is Eniola, Glam by Eniola. So you see me, just from Brian Jotta's video, I followed the page to support her. Nigerians rallied. Brian Jotta said, how much do you need to leave the street if you have money, since you have a skill? I'm so proud that you're deformed, but you're doing this. You're not begging on Instagram streets, sending them and asking people for money. And so Nigerians were proud of, a person with deformity or disability doing business instead of begging. And everybody rallied. Brian Jotta set up 400,000 immediately that he transferred to the account on that live. And everybody started to ask for her account, which she posted on the page. Then she posted works that she had done. Makeup, nice, well-made makeup. And so some studios even gave her brushing up skill opportunity scholarship to come. Only for,
Let's go on a break. We'll be right back. We have to go on a break right now. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We certainly apologize for the technical glitches. So Niwa was sharing with us, establishing what happened with
I don't
Davido.
even remember where I stopped. So this person turned out to be a boy. Ranger had helped what he thought was a vulnerable case. He gave 400,000 for studio setup. He kept saying, if I have the money now, I'll go somewhere in Ogudu. I'll buy all the ring lights, everything. Then people came on the comments later and said, this person has come before as a boy. We have helped this person in the past. It's the same person. It's fake. It's lying. It's kinekon. So eventually, the fact came out. He then, the Eniola girl guy, Moriah, are they hearing me?
Yeah.
Because I don't know why you're
I'm looking at it. Go ahead.
So the person now went on live and said, and gave another, sympathetic story. Let me not put what I want to say like that. A sympathetic story saying, I had to claim being a girl, because being a girl is what has helped me so far. I come from a very vulnerable family. They hate me at home. My mother, my biological mother, she called the full names and said my biological mother used to beat me. In fact, when she beat me, she did this. I said, this person is looking for sympathy. Well, the person was playing victim, the way I saw it. And so they had to go find that mother, interview his mom, who brought out pictures, birth certificates, everything, and said, I don't know why this child of all my children is like this. Is the one that is disabled. Of course, I love the most. I showed more care to that has turned up like this. That even now, if you call for assistance, you say it's not your turn, it's a very different kind of child, showing that, of course, this guy is used to this pity party help and all of that, and taking advantage of using his disability as an advantage to, to defraud people. That's why I put it.
What I mean,
Is he defrauding people? Because what I saw, and from what you've explained, he was seen carrying water. So he was on the street selling water, so hustling. So he was not on the street begging and lying that he didn't have a home, but someone was moved to help further so that I take you off from just selling water on the street. Let me get you something bigger or more sustainable. That's what I saw. So the defrauding, except you were saying, the defrauding would be that he lied about his gender.
That he lied about his gender.
But that's not
defrauding. That he plays this street hawking game as a way to get attention.
Okay. So he's not really on the street selling bottles.
He's selling, but he's their position so people would see him and think, you are disabled and you're walking. And so they get that rush, he makes the money, then goes a while.
But he doesn't get that
and then comes
attention
back.
if he was a boy.
Yes.
If you were a boy, you wouldn't get that attention.
Wouldn't get that.
But because of a girl, so that also brings up a lot of issues. Because we are here always talking about the girl child
But the initial
advocacy.
attention was given to him as a boy. Maybe he just didn't get these numbers. Because immediately he was asked, the first thing was, follow me online. I need the following.
He was ready.
The moment he spotted there was an influencer, the demand was different. This person is very strategic, that's all.
Oh, wow.
So,
so this is very
so
interesting.
there are different,
Very interesting.
Yeah, there are different angles to the story, and we will not get the best if we lump it all together. So one angle to the story is the Davido part, that he doesn't get help when he's a boy. He would have gotten more. He gets more help when he's a girl. So being a girl gets more support than being a boy. False. Wrong, lie. Male and female get support. It is life that happens to you. It is not the sex, or it's not the gender. There are people that have come online as men and they've gotten support by men. There is, I remember clearly Wole Arole going to find this small boy that sang. The boy was hawking and the boy sang this gospel song so well. He went to find the boy, and this woman, prophetess Abimbola, that has a CNS church, took up the boy. The boy went to secondary school, paid for, and he's a young boy. So we have stories of male and female being helped. Let us not bring up gender into this conversation so we can unpack that one and discard it. the fact that they were withdrawing the help was because he was deceptive.
But
this boy was deceptive.
Yes,
he
but
lied
you can't.
to be a girl,
but you
under the guise that being a girl would give him more favor. That's why
he
they
is
canceled the help to
speaking
him.
from his own experience. Maybe he feels that as a girl, I get more help. So we can't speak from the outside looking. As a
that's him saying that.
Him saying
but
that, yes.
what the fraud is that you've done this, so you try to disguise
Exactly.
another person.
Yeah, so those are the different
parts. You are the same person as a girl.
Yes.
That's big.
So he had gotten favor as a boy, a makeup
So what are
artist
they
boy.
also,
Now
so
he's getting
going
favor.
back to what our lessons
remove
from
the
this
gender.
from this matter? What can we learn as a society? When a young man who is in itself disabled, you think that in itself will give you some attraction for help. Now you're having to add gender issues to it. What in our society? How do we learn from this entire experience? What I mean,
That's why I said there were many parts to it.
Yeah.
Because if someone already has a victim mentality and is always seeking help, the person isn't going to get. The person would always you will be in that same loop constantly. The loop of I am disadvantaged, I need help, somebody needs to support me. Well, thank God that there's somebody called Cobams who is completely blind and does not come around saying he needs help. So there's a mindset that needs to be dealt with.
that's one.
The mindset part is that you get coaching, you get support to help you understand that you have a physical deformity does not mean you are disadvantaged with life and you don't need the community help to get you
Let's
there.
take it to
So
the,
please help me understand, because for me it just brings up more questions. If this person is a victim or forming victim or scamming, why does the person have a makeup studio and is doing makeup and put it on social media to sell his makeup skills? This does not sound to me as someone that is just sitting there and waiting for help to fall in his lap. That's what I'm saying. If he's standing on the road selling bottled water, how did he know that someone like that was going to stop? Did he know that Davido would see him? You know, it does not add up for me. The only thing that I see here that may be deceptive, which is his gender, that he changed it from boy to girl. And I don't know if people know this, but many people will tell you that there's some people that just get this immediate sympathy and pity. Children, girls, people will think they are facially, I think there's data to show. Like even people, when charity organizations, when they are seeking for help, they'll put their most attractive vulnerables in front, in front, so that people would be moved to help. So yes, whether we like it or not, there is a strategy to these things. The bigger charity organizations also understand it and use it in a way. That's the only thing that I see that this boy has done wrong, that he used his gender. But this is someone who seems to be working. Just earlier this week, or was it last week, we talked about a woman who has been standing as a beggar fully with her children on the road. That's not the same case with a boy who is a makeup artist, has a studio, is selling water. So if that guy had not stopped, he would have maybe sold his bottled water and gone home with the what he sold.
Have you seen them people in traffic come and meet you carrying water, but they're actually begging you, or carry tissue? Yes. The ones that are the crippled people that come and meet you, they will carry what do you call it? They will carry handkerchief. They are not selling handkerchief. They are selling sympathy.
So if you
they
buy
hold handkerchief on the road, but the money they are making is not from selling the handkerchief. It is from the fact that people give them 1,000 naira and collect. They'll give them 10,000 and collect one pack. So that's the strategy. So it's a different way of begging.
Let me add some details to the story. So after Brainjotter, while he was being interviewed, said, what's your name? I am so and so. I'm from Osun State. That brought in the Osun factor. The governor himself tweeted immediately under Brainjotter and said, get the details. Let this person be brought to Osun to be empowered. And then, that, of course, attached Davido to the story, only for this fact to come out, that the strategy is that you've gotten help as an individual. You have not given account for your initial help as a boy. People had already clamored. There was a previous clamor to raise money for you. As a boy, you got the money. You're supposed to have set up a studio and just be posting your pictures. But now you're looking at getting further funds. You put up your UBA account. You allow people to think you're a girl. You went on to get money again without accounting before, without mentioning that fact until bloggers started to say, this person we know, this person has been helped before. People living by his street somewhere in Lagos attach details of family. Then you go live. and play for that victim and say, you people don't know why I had to do that. I'm from the most vulnerable. I have suffered a lot. I have suffered. Even my mother that born me, she beat me with all this my disability. She want to kill me. You are continuing the trend of that victim mentality.
We have to go on a break. When we come back, we'll now open our phone lines to hear from Nigerians. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still discussing this matter with the young boy, young girl who seemingly got sympathy from Nigerians concerning the fact that many people put money together to help him out. And he raises certain questions. And in every conversation, in every situation like this, we like to understand the learnings and how do we interpret the situation so that we can learn from it. And one thing that strikes me is social media journalism. How far does it take us, or is it taking us further down, or is it helping us? Because many people see social media as a tool to actually, not just to socialize, but to engage, to help others. People really need genuine help. You see people, celebrities finding people and posting genuine people who actually need help. And they use that social media to support people, and people come together. But when people become deceptive, when people use that same tool to scam, how do we make sense of it? How do we know better? Because in the past, you know, when you see something in traditional print media, you know it's been verified. If you see something on television, you know journalists have actually verified it. So you now help, and you know you're helping now. But in situations like this, many people have mastered the art of scamming, such that you can get support, financial support from different people. You can even fake. I've had people come to fake sick. They'll come with a handicap, with their crutches. They'll bandage their leg and say they're coming from the hospital. They need help. We've seen this here, TVC. They'll come to the gate many years ago. They'll come here. They want to all sorts of things. How do we know? How are we able to separate the truth from deception? How do we know people who actually need genuine help? And what can we learn from this to ensure that we are giving help to those who are actually in need of it?
You can't really know. You just do what you want to do as your spirit leads. When you're done, detach from any of this. So initially, my reaction was, even if it's a girl or a boy, it's still disabled, as the cocoa.
Yeah.
When I heard the story further, I felt heartbroken. What I have learned over the years, when I see people who come and emphasize their vulnerability, shout and everything, make it seem like just to get your attention, you offer the help and you see the person tomorrow say, did I shook hand in your pocket? I just told myself, it was meant to be. Just waka, pass, just let it go, move on.
Yeah.
You know?
So for me, maybe I'm getting a better understanding because you said that the mother has also come out to say he's not vulnerable. So this is someone that, yes, he may be disabled, but that does not mean that there's no care at home or that he's not taken care of. He does not need to be on the street and he does not need to ask for money. But, you know, that's it. As you said, Mariah, people will definitely always prey on people's sympathy. Some people, that's how they figured it out. They realized that it's a market. So now, that makes me understand that what he's done is the same as what that mother and children did on the streets. So these are just people they figured out. You see, the easiest way for me to ask for money is to stand, look vulnerable, and then people will give me money. Now to those who give out. What this does is that for some of us, it will just make us so hardened that sometimes even people who really need it, you have become so jaded from all these scammers, you are thinking everyone is a scammer or everyone is trying to scam you. So that's one bad thing that could happen. The second thing that I feel that we could learn is that maybe we should try to channel, you know, our resources through, for charity, through proper charity organizations. You know, represent Doctors Cancer Foundation. I know that you've made videos calling for donations. Yes, people have done, but it would be better if we could get more people to look into organizations like that, where you can actually verify that these people need the money. Yeah. Sometimes, you know, social media is such a, sometimes where you intending to be, cloud chasing, clouds are receiving, you know, here I am the hero, I've played the hero, I've saved somebody, and you too, here I am the victim. So those things That's what social media gives you. Instant fame, instant, you know. So if you honestly, I guess, want to help, we need to do a better job of verifying and going through proper charity.
All right, let me take Olufemi from Maguru. Thanks for calling.
Thank you so much, Mariah. This is my
Sorry
first
for keeping
time
you.
calling.
Go ahead.
Yes, so quickly, I don't think using the word defrauding is the right word. Nima, I think the legal word is misrepresentation, if I'm correct. So the lady has presented, the guy has presented himself to be a different gender for him to be able to sell. He understands the pattern of Nigeria now. It rests on a few minutes of fame, show vulnerability, pretend that you require pity, and then you become something, and then you start to make more money.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this is a function of the degradation of the system. The system has collapsed in such a way that poverty has made people to even think in ways that are not consistent with regular thinking. I remember this saying something yesterday, that we are millennials. And millennials some way have failed this current generation, that they've studied the past and realized that if I can just pretend to do something else, stop says that men and women get the same genders get the same opportunities. I don't think so. This Eniola studied the system, realized that if I dress up as a girl with my disability and mention my name with 5 minutes of fame, mention my state, etc., I will get some clout. She has done it, and information is coming out to show that she has been helped in the past. What am I trying to say here? Poverty is what drives this generation Z, to do things that are not consistent with normal thinking. And the government and the nation and the previous generation have failed them. So we're going to see more of this. Let me close up saying this. There's a saying that says the end justifies the means. And you're going to see a lot of this happening with this generation.
Right.
Millennials, interesting. I went with Mr. Brown. The Brown, great, fantastic guy. But if you look at our generation and this generation, there's a complete gap in the way they think, and it's going to continue if we're not changing things in a way.
Thank you very much, Femi. Let me say something about poverty. And, you know, when I hear that, it strikes me in different ways, because this is a man that looks as though he has been through some kind of empowerment. Somebody trained you how to do makeup. It's very possible you attended some kind of governmental or NGO or any. There's so many NGOs right now training young girls on makeup, making all sorts of, giving them all sorts of skills. So you've gotten the skill. But rather than utilize that skill, you're better off going on the street to have that pity party. And so now, is it poverty? Is that a problem? Or our inability?
And it's not a misrepresentation.
Is it
outright intent to defraud?
Thank you. It is scam.
So is that a problem we have with our young people?
Poverty
Or is it?
cannot excuse that.
So it's not a case of,
Not a-
as I said, that this is not, if we lump it all together, we'll get confused as to what is happening, because this is a several layered scam. It's multifaceted scam, and there was an intention. People contributed money. You know, somebody said, I put 1,500. Like that person did not have much, but just felt I must be better off than this person. So you preyed on people's sentiment. Yeah. I went to Google what sociopath is, you know, and he said it's a mental disorder characterized by disregard for other people. Key symptoms of sociopath: you ignoring right or wrong. You're telling lies to take advantage of other people. You're not sensitive or respectful to others. You use your charm or your wit to manipulate others for personal gain or pleasure. You have a sense of superiority or being extremely opinionated, might not apply here. Having problem with the law, including criminal behavior. I see someone that, and this is being done. If you see the video of him hawking, he knows that he's not planning to sell the water. He cannot even bring out the bottle very well. So it's a case of have mercy and pity on me. I am one of the people that have been hardened, because my parents were taking advantage of my mom and my dad. They have a very, very soft mind, so they raised a very hardened person. I do not give funds to people that beg me on the street. I have foundations I support. I give monthly donations to benevolence units in my church, and I ensure that this is my way of giving. And that is because as long as we continue to support commercial beggars, and those that are living off commercial begging. We will continue to have more of them in our society. As long as we're doing, I want to be seen as the one that supported somebody. Many of our comedians, they'll do it. They'll bring out one out of the millions of poor people in this country. Millions of people in this country, and they'll say, let us support and donate to this person, because so that you will trend and you'll be able to say in a few years' time, you're the one that helped that person.
Yeah.
All of those things don't solve the problem. It is not poverty. It is not being young. It is not being Gen Z. It is not being millennial. It is criminal. This person displayed criminality, and this person should be prosecuted. That's the thing.
Patience, thanks for calling from Benin. You're live.
Yeah, Morayo and the ladies on your view.
Yes.
I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I like the work you ladies are doing.
Thank you.
Well done. My view concerning this issue is that, see, a fraudulent person is a fraudulent person, regardless whether he has a form or not. This person has a fraudulent mind. No matter, even if the governor helps him or her to correct and confuse about his gender, he will continue in this path. He's using his disability as an advantage to be criminal. That's the truth. So it's not about being...
Thank you, Patience.
Yes.
But let me ask a question. Who doesn't have a fraudulent mind? We have seen it in this scale, in this small scale. I'm just in this scale of, oh, he's on the streets, he's trying to dupe people, changing his gender. But many Nigerians do something like this at different levels. Many people in their offices, find opportunities to manipulate the system for their own benefits. You have a friend somewhere who is the MD of something, and you find a way to slot somebody in without interview. These are all things we do. We are all somewhat. The point I'm trying to make is that if we are easily pointing finger at this young man, do Nigerians do exactly what he's done in so many other ways?
Yeah.
We do.
Yes, of course.
We know.
So we've caught him now.
No.
We're highlighting him.
No.
There is right and wrong.
Exactly.
There is right and wrong. There's no blood. The fact that good people do some bad things does not mean that what they have done becomes good because they are good people. They did a bad thing. The fact that a bad person did something good occasionally does not mean that that thing that they've done changes who they are.
Yeah.
So we know what is right and what is wrong. And this generalization that Nigerians... I explained what happened to me this morning. The customer actually had... I could say there's no proof. We actually went out of our way to find the payment that was made. There are many honest, majority of Nigerians are actually honest. Majority, I dare say, because there are few that are not following the right path, because they are in high places, seemingly, and white lies, seemingly, does not color the reality of who we are. Even the comedians that were saying are chasing clowns. Really, the truth is they're just doing the little they can to help. For many of them, it's not even chasing clowns. For some of them, it is that I cannot see this person and not want to help. So anyone I see, I will help. Even if I find out later that the person is a scam, I'll still help. So it's not a...
Okay. So
Deception is...
sorry, Miriam. With a blind colleague for about 2 years. Every Friday, he was on his way to Badagry to see his mom, who wasn't blind. He was the only sibling who was blind. And so the mom passed. He went on that journey home. Deliberately, I would have to do his change for him. Give me, Nima, okay, sort out this money. I'll put 200 in one pocket, 1,000 in one pocket. So he knows when he's taking which is what. I said, okay, this is 1,000 in front pocket. We did that every Friday. I'll drop him at the trade fair, put him on a Badagry bound bus every Friday. Not once at any point did he say, Nima, how far? I'm dying, I'm suffering, I'm the only one, So I don't understand when a person decides to first of all pray on people because he's disabled, and then come about again and forge agenda, puts cornrows on deliberately to disguise. The intention is entirely criminal. I didn't want to agree when I had this back and forth with my sisters. I kept saying, he's disabled, But when you look into it, and then when he now went on his own life, he's good at what he does. He to add genuineness to that story, he brought his mom into the story. And I've never seen a person accusing his mother of doing something and mentioning her birth name. He didn't say mommy. Yeah. He said the mother that birthed me, Kafaya. He put her name out there. He went on and on, only for the mom to be found out to do her own life. I didn't even name him Eniola. It's Sultan I named him. These are his birthday pictures.
So obviously he's very... We're going to wrap up on this very soon. Solomon, let me take a call and I'll come to you, Mary. Solomon, thanks for calling. Hello, Solomon. I think we lost that call. Mariam, let me let you jump in.
You know, you asked if we're not all guilty in some way also of deception in different ways, you know. And is it because this person is caught? All of a sudden, everybody is playing holier than thou. We've been talking about this thing. It's almost becoming a culture. You know, when I say it's Nima, I will say never, it's not our culture, but that's it. If something has become how you live your life, people do things and we excuse it sometimes. You can see obvious deception and then we excuse it. And the sad thing about things like this is that it's a seed and it grows, it germinates, and it spreads. And so, as we look to Eniola and all the other people who have been caught on social media, we should look to ourselves. And unless we too, in our little place, start to change, when you're confronted with a situation, what is the first thing that you decide to do? Or when you think about it, how do you go forward? When you are driving you're the driver to somebody and they give you money to go and buy petrol and you buy less than what you're supposed to buy, and then you put money in your pocket. You have a colleague, she leaves her bag. Before you know it, you have gone in, you've taken a little out of it. You know, you do things, you forge your YX certificate and everybody stands up and rallies behind you because, you know, we're always looking for we're always looking for reasons to excuse bad behavior. And so
I think I like that. So that's one of the learnings we need to take from this. It's good to point finger at this young man, but many Nigerians do this in some way. But let me take this final call. Jacob, thanks for calling from Makurdi. You're live, hello. Jacob. Not to TV, please.
Good morning, Maria.
Morning, sir.
I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, it's sad what we go through in this country anyway. But, you know, most times you want to help and people tend to just scam. But they shouldn't stop us from helping people anyway. And I agree with the other lady that said, most times I prefer people channel their help through organized body where you can verify certain details. And when we want to help people, I feel we should look at not just dishing out money to people anyhow. There should be a rehabilitation process. Most of these people need the orientation to get them on the right path. Not just give them money and think that you're helping them. You end up not helping anybody at the end of the day. You know, so thank
you very much, Jacob. We have to wrap up on this, but I think we don't want a situation whereby people post things like this on social media and we all just walk away. And if we do it so many times and people are now, they feel
we'll walk away, but we say go to these organizations and we'll meet you there.
Let's put the proper structure,
The fact that a lot of people steal in Nigeria does not mean if I call out a thief, I'm doing something wrong. It's not hypocrisy. The right and wrong is still wrong. We say that thing that because all politicians are corrupt. Why are you calling my own brother? Your own brother too stole. Nobody called him in his own time. So why are you calling my own brother when it is my own brother's time? I can, even if my own, they did not call him, as long as we have seen your own and we call it, it does not invalidate the criminality of what your person has committed. That is the part that I wanted to just mention, because we can always say all of us are thieves, so let's not call us any thief. No, even if everybody is a thief, if we catch you, we will call you out.
Okay,
not invalidate it.
If we can end that on this. Let me go on a break. When we come back, we're bringing our celebrity guest. Can't wait to have her in the studio. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. She's an exceptional beauty, very creative, skillful, gifted, and a highly talented Nigerian actress and singer who first shot the entertainment industry back in 1997 with this Sheyi, Show Me Love Me Jeje, Love Me Tender. She has also starred in several blockbuster movies. Welcome with us, Shafi Bello in the building.
Thank you.
Good to
Thank you
have
for
you.
having
You look
me.
gorgeous
Thank
in
you.
TV and in person.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
So-
Edith. Thank you for having me, first of all. I'm on your view.
Yes, you are.
Mama, I made it.
But you know, we've been following your career, even your recent movies, and I mean, I was in awe of you recently with the Big Love. I mean, I was just like all over it. I just loved your character there. And you've done so many movies. Tell us about Nollywood today, in your own view. Do you think Nollywood has really come of age? Or do you think there's still so much to do? I mean, have we arrived?
We're proud.
Are we proud of where we are?
I think everybody knows that Nollywood has come to stay and that we're doing a fantastic job.
Yes.
I mean, when you think about what you watched 15 years ago, 20 years ago, and then technology has also helped.
Yes.
And obviously, we're doing something right for all the mainstream, the streaming platforms like Netflix and Prime Video, for them to be around now. Come on, obviously we're doing something right. Because if we're not, we just there's a movie that we just did, The Black Book. And The Black Book was is not just a phenomenal, it's actually a phenomenon on its own because it's all over the world. It's number one. It was number one in Asia. Even in the U.S. That should tell, yes. At AFRIF right now, when we had a panel yesterday, some of the producers from the U.S. were there, and they knew about the Black Book, and they were like, my goodness, we watched that film. It's incredible. So we're getting there. You know, you keep taking one step forward, and we are taking that leap. Yeah, I think we're doing a fantastic job. Oh, yeah, Nollywood is... I'm proud to be here now.
And you're right in the middle of this success story. I mean, if you're going to look at 10 movies, you're, featured in at least 2 of those movies.
I thank God for that.
And, I'm not saying this but you're a woman of, of particular age.
Yes.
And you're just
53, we can say. It's okay. It's okay.
And you're doing so well. But the way it is for us is, especially in Nigeria, the older you get, the more that you stay back. But you're pushing ahead and doing more. Why? What's motivating you to do that?
First of all, I'm not the only one who's doing that. There's so many of us trailblazing. Look at Auntie Joke Silva. I mean, I watch her. Look at Mo Abudu. Look at Bap Bolanle Austin Peters and actors like Kate Henshaw. I mean, so many of them are doing it. I'm not just the only one. And I've watched these people over the years that have come into the industry, even before I did. And all I am doing is I'm doing me. I'm doing me. I took, just like Maya Angelou said, I come as one, but I stand as 10,000. Yeah, so I come as me, but then I think there's so many women that has broken the ground and put the water on the floor for me to walk on. So I know that I'm not just the only one doing this. Exactly. We're trying as women in this industry to do a good job.
Well done. Please. You deserve a round of applause.
I'm Famzin, and it's just that there's something, you have this aura, and even just listening to you, delivery, your presence, you know, and for me it is so, it's inspiring to see. And I know that in recent times you've decided that you're going to share your story, share your journey. You are not old Nollywood in the typical sense. You stepped in. Like she was old Nollywood. She stepped out and then came back in. And there's a story there. And I feel that somebody watching right now, maybe there's that 40-something-year-old person who said, I left banking when I got married, or something has happened in the past and I don't know how to get back into it. How was that journey for you? What was that struggle? And what were the key things that pushed you in staying and fighting to build this new Nollywood?
So those are some of the things that I wanted to talk about in my class, which is why I called it Shafi Bello What I Know. I don't want to call it a master class. I don't believe I'm a master at it, but this is what I know. I honestly believe that people work hard on their jobs. They work hard at what they do, but they don't work hard on themselves. And once you start to work on yourself, the success you will attract the success. And that's, once I started doing that, I started working on myself. I mean, from a young age, God just, you know how you just know that this person is not ordinary. We're not all ordinary, but you just got to tap into that thing. And some of the younger ones just don't know how to do that. For me, how I've been able to do it is by God's grace. That's number one. And then two, I work very hard at who I am, what I do, and then I am present wherever I am. As I'm here with you, this is all that matters. I'm not thinking about anything else. This is all that matters. And if I do this well, then the next appointment, I get there, that's all that matters. I stay in the present, in the moment, to capture everything, your energy, what you're giving me, the accolades, yes, but at the same time, what can I do to impact these phenomenal women sitting down? So for me, we just keep working hard. We just keep working. It's not easy, but we keep pushing.
Great.
First time I saw you in the movie, I actually bought that movie, Etiketa. And I remember that, you know, it was a Yoruba sort
Yes, Yoruba/English, yes.
And I've seen you in Yoruba movies speak Yoruba.
Yes.
I've seen you in modern, what we call Nollywood movies, the English-speaking ones do so excellently well. I would have expected with your background, when, you know,
to the
coming
UK.
from abroad and everything, stick to the English part.
Yes.
So what exactly would you say, how, you know, led you to just, you know, play it down, play wherever, it's a movie, let me do my best. And why, how would you rate both industry?
Okay. So the thing is, I've always been that kind of person that believe in culture and language. I believe so much that we're losing our language. Hausa people actually speak their language to their children. Find Northerners, their children actually speak their language, but then, and Igbos too. But Yoruba people, we tend to think it's too not to speak Yoruba. And for some reason, while I lived in the States, I always wanted to speak my language because I find it to be my identity. That's part of who I am. And because I didn't lose that, years later, look at me playing in Eleshinyoba, Professor Wole Soyinka's Eleshinyoba, and being able to speak indigenous Yoruba. I had to work hard on that. But because I can speak in Yoruba, that's why I could do that movie. If not, they wouldn't even have considered me. Even Miss Mo Abudu, she actually thought, Shafi, are you going to be able to pull this off? And I said, try me. I've been waiting for this all my life. Try me. And then by the first scene, she thought, oh my God, this is the person for the job. So I think we need to take pride in who we are. Yoruba, when you first saw Yoruba, and it's a plus for us. Now our children, though, I will say, really do want to speak it. They want it because it's trendy. Yoruba and English industry. When I first came, funny enough, I wanted to be a Yoruba actor. And that's because for me, I felt the English aspect of it, I felt it was easy. I can do that. The Yoruba was a bit more challenging for me. And, and God gave me that because I met Said Balogun upon my arrival, which was how we did Etiketa. And he was like, Shafi, you have to be in my movie. He had finished shooting that film. He actually went back into production because he wanted me in. Look at God's grace. You know what I mean? When God says it's time, man, there's nothing anybody can do.
Let's watch a beautiful work. Let's look at your work here on TV.
It was... Chitachi, dogs are not allowed at the dining table. This isn't a zoo. Get rid of it.
But Mommy, that's your grandbaby.
Oluchi.
Yes, Mom.
Isn't it a bit too early to be drunk? Well, now that that's settled, I'd like you all to take out your phones. I sent you an email.
Mommy, you can't do that.
I can't do that. I can't financially cut off my grown girls.
I just went out for a little shopping for my birthday.
Really? That's what we call it now. Spending 20 million on alcohol and jewelry. Well, that sounds to me like a shopping spree gone wrong.
Mommy, I was just trying to have the best birthday, that's all.
Chitachi, have you read the news? Have you seen yourself on the news? Starlight heiress as the cover of a national news. Have you seen it? You are an international and national disgrace.
So you get a lot of these bourgeois, high-class roles.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Do you feel that that's your stereotype into that, or you think you can actually want to do something more? We saw you different in the Shoba, and even the one with in Black Book.
Yeah,
we saw you different, but you're so comfortable in that bourgeois role that you've always made.
Well, funny enough, when I first started, I also did Tinsel, and I was a character there called Joanne, and she was what do you call a younger woman dating. An older woman dating a younger
cougar.
A cougar. Yeah. So they started to stereotype me into that cougar role, and I had to step back from it. And I said no to so many scripts because I didn't want that stereotype. I knew I had more in me. But over the years, I am very intentional about my career, first of all. I'm very, very intentional about the roles that I play. And I've been blessed enough to be able to say yes or no to some films. But the thing is, I love playing that. If that's what you see in me, absolutely, I'll play it, the rich woman. But then I think now everybody knows that I think I have range. And now they can see that, okay, playing Election Oba, she brings it, playing the Big Love. I thank Bjorn Stevens for that role. She didn't even write that role so much like that. But when Jaya and I came together, the comedy aspect of it for my character came out. And that part
I love the synergy.
So that place where he said, I know what you did to Antika Phil play. And I said, oh, sure, and I started crying. That wasn't written. I mean, those are the kind of things that you bring as an actor. You learn the character and you become.
Yes. Would you say, because, you started for a while now, your music career, traveling abroad, would you say that it's important life experiences impact how an actor presents themselves during acting?
Absolutely. So over the years, I stayed a lot. I didn't have the opportunity of living with my mom and dad. They were there, but I had the opportunity of staying with my sisters. I'm a last born of 7 siblings.
Really?
Yes. Wow. So the first one, we just lost my brother in January. He was 70. So I mean, you can tell that I have older sisters. So I learned a lot from them. I have aunties, and then when I sit down and I'm in a crowd, I'm watching people. I'm watching you. I'm watching what you're doing, how you're doing it. And I use that when it's time for me to play a role. How many of us know those women who sell clothes in Balogun and how they are? So when Big Love came, I jumped at it because I thought to myself, I've seen these.
You've had that role.
Yeah, and it's an outlet. I love playing. Look, let me tell you this. I am one of those people who can honestly say, and thank God for that I do what I love. Not a lot of people can say that, and that's a blessing on its own. I do what I love, and so in doing it, it doesn't feel like work. So, yeah, playing.
And you're making me love what you do. Everything about it so enthusiastic.
Passion. I have to ask this.
Yeah.
Do you have any regrets in life?
I have come to realize that there are no regrets. There are no mistakes. It's just the universe telling you that that's not the way to go. So once you make that mistake, it shifts you to somewhere else. I don't think I have any regrets in life. Let me tell you, one of the biggest things that I used to think was a regret was leaving the U.S., leaving my children, leaving my ex-husband now, and coming to Nigeria, and losing all of that. Years later, my children came and we always sit and talk. I pour into my children. Please, parents, pour into your children what you know. It really makes a difference. And don't hide things from them. They're grown. They can handle it. So I started telling my children, about things. And one of the things my kids actually told me, my daughter, which was even more important to me, said, Mommy, I am so glad you did what you did. Because in seeing you going to get your dream, it made me realize that I should go get it. Like if at your age you could do this, then I can do it. Then there's no limitation. So that used to be my regret. Look at how God turned it around. So it's no longer a regret.
Speaking to many people this morning.
So I don't regret anything. If you are pregnant as a woman, I always say pregnant when I feel like I need to birth something, which I'm pregnant for my class now. So when you need to birth something, do whatever it takes. Look, I can say this for sure, that the glory that you're seeing, that thing in your head, that success, it is behind the hard work.
Let me give you a comment.
It is behind the hard work. It is
I feel like you're preaching. I feel like clapping for
no, but it's true. It's right behind that hard work. This class is taking a toll on me.
We're going to talk about the class in a minute.
So Ayodele Temi says, I absolutely love this woman 100%. Auntie Shafi is a blessing to the make-believe industry. Her God, I've always loved her. I'm more in love with her right now just watching.
Yeah, just hearing her.
Yes, so
Thank you.
Let's
Thank
talk
you,
about
Ayodele.
your interview. What I picked from your interview was that, you know, to go after your dream, you had to give something.
Absolutely.
So what you gave was family.
Yeah.
Someone watching today would, you know, be at that crossroad of, you know, having to give up something.
Yeah.
How would you advise they go into that decision? What were the things that you had to look at and say,
It was better
This is the step, yes.
Okay, so in the beginning, I knew that the foundation of my children was very important. I gave them very good foundation by the special grace. I and their father poured into them. So when it was time for me to leave, I knew without a doubt that I needed to fill my own cup. If I don't fill my own cup, how in the world am I going to
fill my
help?
own cup too.
So I just needed to become who I needed to be. And in doing that, my children are now in a good place. They feel they're doing good.
And they're proud of their mother.
And they're proud. You know what I mean? Look, it's two things. You either sit and be comfortable, or you push through the hard work. Because if you don't push through that hard work, it's two things. You're going to regret it. Which one do you prefer? The regret or the convenience?
So you're sharing a whole lot, and I think that maybe because you've gone through your journey and you actually experienced life, but you alluded a lot to spirituality. I can hear you saying God. I can hear you saying the universe. I can hear you saying, like, I'm wondering.
Sounds like BC.
Like, is it where would you? And we're a very religious society. Whenever we're doing anything as a country, we're like, oh, God did not say I should do it yet. I'm praying so that God would give me guidance. How do we balance our faith in God and taking the necessary action and taking the bull by the horn and going for our goals, and then if you are waiting that God has not given me the instruction yet? How do we approach that?
So for me, I'm not a religious person. I don't believe in religion. I believe in spirituality. He called me. He created me. He is in me. But I believe in Christ. That is my choice of religion. And it has worked for me. It has never failed, right? So I was born into a Muslim family. My siblings, I still have some siblings that are Muslim. But then the thing is, I do believe that when it comes to your spirituality, how often are you speaking to your maker? How often? You say, he gave me, Shafi Bello, what I know. I didn't want a masterclass, and I talk to my own maker. I don't know about anybody else. I don't do he's far away.
That's your G. That's
yes.
Yeah.
And
because of
and
timing,
that's why I anchor everything that I do.
Because of timing, let's go straight to Shafi Bello, what I know.
Yes.
Tell us how you birthed this and what you hope to achieve from this new project.
It's always been inside me to, people will say, you should do a talk show. But I wanted impact. I wanted to give back to these younger ones because, what's out there right now is not so good. What they're scrolling through, what they're learning, everything that's getting their attention now is not so good. But right now, I have an audience. I have people who are watching me. I have mothers who are saying, this is the woman you're watching, blah, blah. So I want to give them back the positive impact that created this woman that you're seeing. I want to be able to share with them and let them know, look, if you're looking at me and you think that I like this, it took a lot. Are you ready to do the work? And I want to let them know. I want to give them the nuggets of how I got here. and how to take it forward, how to take that baton that they need so much. They
Tell us about one of the episodes. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say,
Really?
what would be like one of the messages you'd give, let's say, a 20-year-old looking at you and you're thinking,
first of all,
this
one of
new
the
world.
biggest thing for these 20-year-olds is timing. Time. If you're late everywhere, you will be addressed as that. If I want to call on some of my friends to do something that's very important to me, I know the ones I'll call because I know they show up.
On time.
They show up on time. I don't mess with time. And time creates integrity. It means you have integrity. It means you have hard work. It means you work hard at being there on time. It just says a lot about you, just that. Just being on time everywhere you're going. We're an African nation, yes. They will say the event is at 10 and it ends. When I was coming here, I thought I was late. I had called your contact person to say, listen, there was a little bit of traffic than what I expected. But I called immediately. And guess what? I got here and she's like, you said you'll be late. I said I was preparing, just in case. Just in case. I would hate to waste your time. I would hate to waste your time. And that's because I value you. If you value me and you say you'll be with me at 5 p.m., show up on time. And it shows integrity.
Yes.
Take that in for a minute.
As in,
We got to take that in. So what is Shafi Bello working on? I mean, aside from this personal project, is there a movie she was expecting soon? Is there something?
How many people?
There are quite a number that will be coming out by next year. I've worked so hard towards the end of this year. So there are quite a number of films. I can't keep
can't keep up anymore.
So because you're so busy, so because you're so busy, like how do you schedule the project?
Me time.
Me time. Oh, look, let me tell you something. I work hard, but I enjoy hard.
We see you partying.
Yes.
So you do two projects,
one of the
then
things
rest
that I
time.
always tell people is, please make your home your zen. We're not home a lot. We're on the go a lot. So when I'm home, my home is zen. Like I get home and everything, my home is zen. So I make myself comfortable. 2, I have time with friends. I create time with my people, my friends. I do that, and then I rest.
I know you did some surgery, some plastic surgery thingy. So you're really popping.
Oh, I did fillers on my lifeline. My lifeline. So I had this deep smile, laugh line. And I really didn't need it, to be honest with you. But then I was there at the place and laser them, and they're like, if you want to do it, and I'm like, why not?
I guess my question is, how do you maintain your beauty?
Oh, I work
exercise.
very hard. I work very hard at that, so I'll quickly run through. For me, I'm in a vanity industry.
And it's good to know.
Let's acknowledge it.
Be honest about
Absolutely.
it.
It's a vanity industry, and it's an industry that, why are they going to call me to play a sexy woman?
If you're not sexy.
If you're not sexy.
Don't look it.
If you're not looking good, right? So I work hard at that. And then I invest in myself. When I used to play all this rich woman in the beginning of my career, those were my clothes. Those were my things. Because the thing is, nobody can carry your vision like you can. So because I was able to, I would take my clothes, I would get things and put it on. Just to,
someone is asking me to help you on that.
Yes, I invested in myself, and it showed. Invest in yourself. Invest in yourself. Take time out for yourself. I put myself first sometimes. And then I tell people all the time, when somebody else is going through, when you're going through a problem that you cannot solve, fix somebody else's problem. It will divert your attention from yours. And 9 times out of 10, the Creator will make a way for your problems.
Works well all the time.
Gosh, you run out of time.
Have we? Are you sure?
I wanted to
No,
ask
jump
our
in.
relationship because I noticed your support for, your colleagues when they have their projects and all of that. Recently, this was on all of. I follow your page.
I
follow you.
I support all the ones that reach out to me to support. I will absolutely support you the best way that I can. Look at my support now in what it has done. Bimbo Ademoye did a video for me. Kiki did a video for me. Tomike did a video for me. And they're saying, I'm buying tickets. That's because of some kind of support. Sow seeds. What kind of seeds are you sowing? If you sow the right seeds, you will germinate the blessings.
People to pay.
So, yes,
I saw
pay
the
that
video
and
you
pay
did
forward.
with Bimbo and how she was Okay, we did see,
So
we saw the
thankful.
skits.
She knelt down. She was so
Yeah,
thankful.
yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah.
I was just begging the crew to please help her finish this because I knew it was her
Yeah,
passion. And I just came in to help her play that role, but I moved on. She wanted to pay me, but I'm like, look, I mean, she's loaded. She's fine. Those girls are doing great. Don't get me wrong. But I mean, that was my time to sow into her life. But look at what I'm reaping now. Look at what I'm reaping.
Oh, I don't want you to go. Like we could have been here. I just knew we got to be
Because I got to know you much better. I mean, I just see the glamorous
Even me,
face.
I'm coming for
Social media
the...
and your-
Yes, I'm coming.
So we have to buy tickets.
Yes,
to tell us how to
Oh,
get.
I'm going to get you all tickets.
Oh,
Absolutely. Thank you for
love
having
those
me.
to hang
Thank
with
you
you.
for having
That is all we can take. I think my producer wants to show something on screen. I'm not even sure what it is, but
We have
if we have
love for you.
we have so much love for you. That is all we can take on
I like this.
today's
Thank you.
show
going to
with
sing it?
Shafi Bello.
No, no more singing.
Oh, your song.
No more
That's it.
singing.
No more singing. Are you still in touch with this guy?
Wow. Yes.
Are you still in touch with this guy?
Which,
the
that's
singer?
my cousin. So there's
There's no
no
touch.
out of touch.
Oh,
We're blood.
good,
We're
good,
blood.
good.
Yeah, his mom is actually my mom and dad's cousin. So,
Fantastic.
yes.
That's all we can take on today's show. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a fabulous weekend. See you Monday, and you can meet Veronica and the ladies tomorrow. Have a great weekend. See you then. Bye for now.